I'm going to talk about wrestling. I'm so happy with wrestling right now. I know I've said something similar recently, but it feels so nice. It's like Vince leaving. Vince having to be forced out of the company was exactly what the company needed. The WWE feels like it's on this upswing and it's not going to end anytime soon. And it feels like they're just making all the right decisions. Obviously, if you look at my shirt, I'm a big fan of Rhea Ripley. But even with her being injured, they've managed to continue creating a storyline that doesn't exclude her, and that's so nice. It's wonderful to see all these great female wrestlers. It's wonderful to see all the male wrestlers getting the attention they deserve. You've got Cody Rhodes, who might be one of my favorite champions ever now. He's so wholesome. And you see things like the line around around this neighborhood just looped around with people waiting to go meet Cody. He brings this sense of wholesomeness to wrestling that has been absent for quite a long time. It feels like Vince has been chasing the Attitude Era ever since the Attitude Era happened. See, I first started watching wrestling back in 2002. Yes, the end of 2002. I managed to just miss the invasion angle, and I remember my first pay-per-view, it was Royal Rumble 2003. 2003. That was my first pay-per-view. And it's the reason that I, sadly, Benoit became my favorite wrestler, because that match he had with Angle at that Royal Rumble just blew me away. But back then, I remember being embarrassed. Like this one time I was watching wrestling at home. I was home from college, and I was watching it on the television in the living room. And I was all excited. And my dad comes home. And he comes in through the door right when Tori Wilson, remember Tori Wilson? Her dad, Al Wilson, was getting married to, I'm forgetting her name. Was getting married to this other chick who couldn't wrestle. And they were getting married in their underwear in the middle of the ring. And of course, that's what my father walked in on. He already doesn't think much of wrestling, so that certainly didn't help. And it was just, that was the time I came in was the time of HLA, hot lesbian action, and they had the redneck, what was it called? The redneck triathlon or something, with Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff, where they had that awful fake burping contest. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it was very clearly just dubbed in burps. It was terrible. And it feels like I said, he's been chasing it ever since. And now that he's completely gone from the company, because he has to be, because of what's come out about him, things have just gotten better. Maybe it won't stay this way for long. Maybe things will change and it won't be as nice as it is now. But there's a feeling of happiness that I get from wrestling that I haven't gotten since I first started watching wrestling. And I'm getting so much of it now. It improves my day to think about wrestling. I don't want to turn into an old Jim Cornette. As much as I love him, corny can be a bit much. I don't want to become one of those people who's really down on the industry. I want to be able to celebrate it. And I feel like right now we can celebrate wrestling, and that's a wonderful thing. And I say wrestling, I mean specifically the WWE. That's not fair. AEW exists, and TNA is apparently still around. That surprised me to learn. I assumed they had folded. but apparently they're still there. It's, I guess it's not fair to say wrestling, but specifically the WWE, they've done a wonderful job. And I just wanted to say thanks, guys, from the bottom of my heart. I love wrestling again.